Sprunki Crimson Cataclysm Phase 3 Secret Lore. So we actually got some lore behind this. Yo, this is going to be fire. This is going to be good. Now, we checked out Crimson Cataclysm, the first one, like as far as that lore. So Phase 3. Yo, we also got the cutscene too. So let's check out the lore first. Then we're going to watch the cutscene. So here it is. I mean, the cutscene gives us the basis of what's going on though. But let's check out Orin. Oh, got that pink eye, and he got, okay, let me focus. This was by UC Cat, by the way. So here it is, look, name Orin, injured. Deep within the shadows of a crumbling basement, he found a temporary sanctuary from the carnage, his hands trembling as he painstakingly bandaged his own horrific wounds, and then turned to tend to his son, Rogel. His movement slow and mechanical from exhaustion. As the silence of hiding place pressed in on him, his mind raced through the haze of pain, obsessively calculating their next move and how against all odds they would find Pinky in this fractured wasteland. Oh, so Orin did that to himself. I thought someone maybe bandaged him up. Ratty. Okay, I'm so curious to see what Ratty's gonna be like. Mutated, danger 500, health 1,000. While others lay dying in the dirt, he remained impeccably intact, a terrifying contrast to the surrounding carnage. He picked up the axe from his back, his grip firm and precise, and put on the necklace as if preparing for a grand performance. There was no fear in his eyes, only a calculating hunger. He began his hunt for a survivor, wanting to test the weight of his current axe on someone. That's evil. You just want to test the weight of it? Who still had the strength to scream, viewing the end of the world as nothing more than a private testing ground for his own lethal evolution. Nah, Owax, not Owax. Yo, Ratty, you crazy. Clucker, uh-oh. Like, what? Clucker. He underwent a further mutation. While chilling red structures sprouting wildly from beneath his face, these grotesque red things resembled tentacles torn from flesh or barbed scarlet wings. Gleaming anonymously in the darkness, with the infusion of this power, he grew stronger and more terrifying, his enormous eyes like burning blood lanterns, radiating a destructive, inhumane lust. He traversed the ruins, continuously emitting those strange, piercing screams, as if announcing the official start of the apocalyptic hunt. Yo, Clucker is crazy. All right, Funbot. Oh. Let's see what Funbot's like. Funbot, also mutated. The air around him began to shimmer with the unnatural heat as the strange tentacles resembling flickering flames or molten magma slowly erupted from his body. These glowing, vicious appendages snaked through the air, dripping with a light that looked like liquid fire. Oh, that makes everything different now. Sanity gradually faded, and the light of intelligence in his eyes dying out to be replaced by the hollow, flickering glow of mindless inferno. Nah, that's crazy. Also, again, list of the credits here. UC Cat. The cat in the house. All right. Veneria. Oh. Further dead. Dead. 0-0. The vibrant horror of her mutation gave way to a sickening decline as she slowly decayed. The validity stripped from her frame. From the jagged wounds on her head, thick, rotting blood began to flow in a dark, vicious stream, smelling of copper and ancient earth. Even more horrific was the sight of the exposed organs on her chest, which began to wither and rot in the open air, turning into blackened, pulsating mass that seemed to weep as her life force finally ebbed away into the dust. Bye, Veneria. Gray. Ooh, check out Gray. In a frenzy of senseless violence, Sky drove his fingers through the skull. Why you put your fingers in his skull? Gouging the cavernous hole in his head Amidst a spray of dark brain matter, he ripped the eyes from the eyes back in the bloody mess, forcing the dead man to watch as Sky continued to mutilate the corpse. Bro. Not okay. Brud, and we got Garnel. Brud, mutated. His other half of his head unexpectedly returned, the flesh knitting together with a wet, unnatural speed. Yet he didn't wake up to reclaim his life. Instead, the evil substance within him began to pulse with a dark, rhythmic intelligence. Seeing through the new seams of his skull like black ink, it didn't seem to heal the man, but to rewrite him. Ooh, Garnel. He had been standing on the very edge of the abyss, his heart heavy with the cold desire to end it all. But encouraged by Tunner, a voice he thought he'd never heed again, a fragile warmth stirred within his hollow chest. Suddenly, he felt he shouldn't give up. He should try to save everything, transforming his longing for death into a desperate, burning mission to mend the very world he had been so ready to leave behind. Let's go. Yo, look, we all need a mission in life, you know? Big B wisdom. All right, Oax, who looks crazy. And look at Sky. Oh, Oax mutated? His mouth split far beyond the jawline, becoming a cavernous, jagged abyss that was bigger and more terrifying than any nightmare. Above that gaping maw, his eyes grew in an unusual, large and terrifying size, bulging from their sockets with a frantic, bloodshot hunger. He like, I'm hungry. He was ready to eat everyone carefully. You might be next. Bro. You better back. Okay, Sky, mutated. Danger 3000 now. The nightmare had found its master. He has completely mutated his burning, magma-like tentacles and distorted face, signaling the birth of a god of ruin. He moves with a heavy, unstoppable grace, his presence alone warping the air with the density of hate. He was so far more evil now, and being a viewed of all existence as mere fuel for his furnace, he stood poised at the center of the carnage, ready to unleash a massacre that would tear the very fabric of reality asunder. Yikes. Nah, bro, I'm giving you A+ on these descriptions. This is wild. Oh, Mr. Sun is a billion years old. All right, mutated. As he prepared to strike, the heavens themselves seemed to bleed in response. The crimson sun grew larger and larger, its swollen blood-red disc pulsating with a dying heat that suffocated the world below. It wasn't just a sunset, it was a cosmic eye opening wide to witness the carnage he was about to unleash. Under its oppressive scarlet glare, the shadows of the ruins lengthened into twisted claws, signaling that the time of mercy had officially expired. Crazy. Next level. Oh. I'm pretty sure Sky did this, right? So, Durple dead. His body was systematically mutilated by Ratty. Oh, Ratty did it. Torn apart with a savage precision that defied any chance of survival. With a sickening pop, his eyeballs fell out of the dangle of nerves, while his entire lower body was ruthless, skinned, exposing raw, quivering muscle to the cold air. To crown this masterpiece of agony, a dark red pool of blood remained on the theramains of his head. Yikes. Mr. Tree. Okay. He grew stronger, but he was just a tree, powerless, hoped to find a way later. He was fleeing areas pursuit, could only hide in the woods. He could burrow underground to escape the mutants. Simon and Tunner. Ooh, ooh. These two look fire. Simon, his eyes unusually large, perfectly circular, and glowing with an intense blood-red luminance. They were hypnotic in their vacancy, reflecting no soul, only a predatory hunger that viewed all existence as a mere sustenance for his internal furnace. From the top of his head, two fine antennas arched outwards, ending in green spheres that pulsed like sensors, turning into screams that echoed through the ruins. Tunner, injured. He encouraged Garnel and allied with him. He picked up his old stun gun for self-defense. He was furious and used an eye patch to cover his injured eye, hoping to save everything. Nah. Mr. Funky Peter. Sky had his power lines cut and was tied up. His soul could never dissipate. Yikes. Wenda, a heavy sweet scent of death began to cling to her as her appearance became even more repugnant. Her face was no longer recognizable, now a rotting mask of necrotic tissue that wept dark, foul-smelling fluids with every twitch. This horrific dissolution claimed her completely. Not only was her face a crumbling wreck, but her entire body was slowly decaying into a soft, gray mass of corruption. Yikes. Pinky. She found a place to bandage herself, but she couldn't find her boyfriend or son. She was very anxious. Yikes. I mean, Wenda looked crazy. Jevin? Black? I almost forgot about the cutscene. Simon ripped off his jaw, knocking out his teeth, and his eyeballs almost popped out. Ah, I'm so evil. UC Cat, he was slashed by Ratty and fled. He was heartbroken and searched for a weapon. Nah. All right, we're going to watch the cutscene. Let's first look at these, though. Area. She used Vineria's horns as a weapon. Her smile grew wider and her eyes redder, and she became more wicked. Tim, my friends. He just says ow, ow a bunch of times, I think. He was brutally mangled by Sky in a flurry of sadistic violence. An serrated knife was driven deep into his eye socket, leaving him blinded and screaming in agony of blood seeped past the blade. The carnage continued as his chest was slashed open in a series of jagged red gashes. Yikes. Foot long. The pain seemed to fuel a cold inner fire. His gaze hardened into something sharp and predatorial, reflecting a resolve that ignored the agony of his falling body. He stood tall, though he was covered in a network of jagged cuts. He wept nachos yellow on the scorched earth. Rogel. He was bandaged up. He was in pain, but he didn't want to show it. Big B. He got hurt by Owax. Owax screamed and popped my eye out. Garnick. A chilling silence followed as he looked up. His expression twisted into a mask of pure hate. His eyes were bloodshot and extremely evil, glowing with a sinister internal light that signaled a complete transformation of the soul. There was no negotiation possible, no spark of man he once was. He wanted to start a massacre. Huggy, guest appearance. Yo, this was crazy. Cutscene time! Let's go! Laboratory. We in the lab. Laboratory. All right, look at this. We got them two chilling. I wonder though, now I think about it, who delivered this package? Who do you think delivered the package? You think it was Black? Probably, right? It was definitely Black. 100%. And boom. Too close, too close. Garnel's there. And look at this. Oh no. The crimson is exploding. And it's coming after Clucker. I was gonna say it's coming after Garnel. It's coming after all of them. Clucker behind you! He's like, help! Oh, it's got him. Oh no. No! Help! Yikes. Clucker. I think he leaves the lab. Yeah, he leaves the lab. A few minutes later, he finds a gun on the floor. I think that's probably from Soldat, no? Or am I tripping? From one of them, right? He's just, his ear itches. Don't worry. Look at that. Tunner pushed him out of the way. Said, what are you doing? What are you doing, man? Clucker? Okay, listen to this. Losing your best friend is really painful, right? Yeah. Cheer up, buddy. But you can't give all of this up. It would be even better if you could save everything. That's actually true, though. I think you're right. And there it is. Let's go. And the ultimate handshake. All right. There's the lore. I love you. This was amazing.